Sorry guys, forgot to mute the stream. I listened to the stream while I'm getting ready. So I just had a almost emergency in the house. I have the board sitting here just flashing away, and inadvertently somehow, well, this was still plugged in, and inadvertently somehow these two crossed. And so I've melted my breadboard, and the connection here is pretty well melted. And I walked in and I smelled smoke, and I looked over and the light's growing, but these things are crossed. I'm like, oh shit. Exactly. Oopsie. And Kit is coming out, not sure when, bud. So let me go back up to the top. Let's see. Hey, Bud, Eric, Shu. Yes, we're a bunch of slackers. WGM or Kalen. Kenny, and I think that's all I've seen so far. Oh, Leprechaun, TPL. Welcome, guys. So I looked actually back at when the last time. Hey, Dan, welcome. Look back at the last time I actually streamed the X-Wing. And I was like, really? I streamed it in March, didn't bother to get it out for May the 4th, as in May the 4th be with you. And a couple of people are like, WGM, you asked, or not WGM, was it Kalen, you asked how I got this thing. And when I said a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I was not kidding. It was almost 4 years ago that I started the X-Wing in California. I have all the parts to finish the X-Wing. I just haven't been streaming it here lately. So, working on issue 71 tonight, and issue 71 looks like not much, but we shall see. What else is going on? I had read the report for my MRI, and it was really funny because the MRI report said everything's good, no problems, nothing. And then there was a report right after it that said, oops, we screwed up, updated. Yeah, L4, L5, and my psychotic nerve are getting screwy. So I may eventually end up with back surgery like a lot of us are on the HLI. Anybody sneak in here? No, Dan's the last one that came in. So, hopefully it won't take me out. Hopefully I won't need the surgery, but we'll see. I'm right at the beginning of this adventure in having my back redone. So Kenny, good news. Yeah, I know that, bud. I know. My wife has actually had a second one. Modeling is bad. No, being too dumb to ask for help when you need to move stuff is what caused my problem. But by the same token, when we moved from California, my son had 5 guys from his work come out, and we paid him to help move stuff. I moved more than everybody else combined because I was in the truck. I moved everything. I touched everything that we own twice during our move. It was interesting. So, Kenny, like I was about to say, good news. The post office didn't even crush the box. It was pristine. So I have my pins, 2 Grissom, and 2 aircraft ones. And in case you guys are curious, the reason I always look over there when I show something to the camera is to make sure it's in focus and everything, because I've got one monitor here, I've got one monitor there. Matter of fact, there's the other monitor, and we are now going to infinity on the screens. But, that's actually, it's a Roku. Yes, I am extremely happy that these showed up. It's a Roku, so the picture is okay, but it works. So let me switch to this camera, and FX01 is still working. I don't know if you guys can zoom in and see this, or if you can see the damage. I need to get a new breadboard or just pull this part off and flip it over. These pins are a little bit burnt as well, but the 01 is still working. That's awesome, Dan. But well, my bird of prey boards came in a box that looked like they'd been sat on and walked on in the whole 9 yards. And so, as I do on every stream, may not be able to see. Let me see if I can. There. Engine flicker is still going. Disruptor's working. Photon torpedo's working. That will eventually end up in a... oh yeah, I burned the pins. It will eventually end up in a bird of prey. Here, Donnie, I think you weren't here yet, Donnie. So these are just fine still. But these are a little melted. And as are these. I come in here and I want to say it said 46 amps. I don't think it goes that high. I think it's 30 amps. But it's just a horrendous smell. No, it was 9 volts. It was only 9 volts. Yeah, that's true. On the bird of prey, they said they were not there. Received empty. So, oh, and Kenny, what we talked about on Discord the other day, you were right. It was shipped straight from the store. So, bad on me. And we'll leave it at that. Okay, so anybody else sneak in here other than Donnie? Hey, Donnie, it's not the Enterprise, but it's the X-Wing. So like I said, looking at this, it looks like not very much to do. But I'll tell you right now, stage or issue 71 might take over an hour to do. Because yes, there's very few parts, but everything that's maybe not the nose piece, maybe not the cannons, but the wings and the centerpiece and this board are all involved in issue 71. – 24 volt problem's easy. You just add more resistors. Or are you talking about the 24 volt problem on the boards? Okay, so let me... Hey, GB, welcome. It is huge. I'm almost going to need another room just to put it in. Actually, in the... it's a spaceship, so it'll do. So, but in the display room, I've taken a picture of the Millennium Falcon, and it's probably not on the current Discord, or not Discord, but the... I don't think I ever put it on the site. I'll have to. I've got the Millennium Falcon up on the wall, at an angle like this, and I'm showing you guys something you can't. I'm showing you guys something up here. So the Millennium Falcon is at an angle like this. The X-Wing is going in the other side because I've also got on the other. I've got the mount for the other side. No, Eric, you'll find a way to fry a board. If nothing else, you'll pop it in the microwave. So when you walk in, what's going to happen is when you walk in, you're going to see Millennium Falcon from my perspective. So from your perspective, it would be the Millennium Falcon will be on the left, X-Wing on the right, R2 is going to be somewhere in there, as is the Terminator. I will probably have to put one of them mini sheds from Home Depot in the backyard as a display room. But that's a ways away because I've got a pretty good sized display room. I think it's 12 by 14, something like that. Fried it, but over the voltage it's rated for. Actually, Kenny, that was my first instinct when I saw the board switch cameras here. When I saw this board with the smoking, melting connections, I thought I'd just fried your board. I was more concerned about the board than anything else. So, back to what I was starting off on. So, a while back, March, when I finished, it said to take the laser cannons off of all the wings, which I did that a long time ago. So we're actually up to stage or issue step 6 here. And I'm just trying to figure out how to do this to where I can still watch the chat. It's well worth it. Love the Ghostbuster car. So I'm going to see if I can clean up enough room here to do it over here instead of the where the other camera is, because that camera is not the best. And I just knocked a piece off. And this part here that I just knocked off the wing is just pressed in. Make sure I got it the right way. It just pushes in here. It's not glued. If it falls off again, I may glue it. I appreciate that, Kenny. I think I just set them up there and just leave them there. Oh, that's why. So here's why I just looked, and this is why I knocked those parts off. Because when I picked up the wings, they were like this. This one knocked that one off. They actually line up like that. It's kind of cool. And you know, Kenny, the other 2 boards will... I need a bigger breadboard. I need a bigger breadboard, and I need to set it right here so I can have all 4 boards going at once. Actually, Bud, I think the increase is supposed to be fairly significant this year, because it's actually more than what they were planning on for the retirees and the Social Security, because that is adjusted by the Consumer Price Index. Whereas Congress and the President decide my regular pay raise, which I think it actually might be 3% this year. Okay. So what it tells me to do is get all 4 of the wings. This board that I've had forever, the 4 wing spindles, which I got out earlier, they're still in the bag. 4 wing spindles. Very true. Breadboard is a Christmas present. Might do that. Although my wife and I, since we're down to just the 2 of us, we tend to buy our own Christmas presents and say, this is what you got me. Okay, so I got the 4 wings, and it says, let's see, circuit board from 67, gearbox from 68, wing support mechanism, 4 spindles, and 6 X-Wing 08. One of these is the one that I need. There's 2 of them that are going to drive the wings. Yep, I know I'm going to like what I got, and Andrea as well. Where is the other box? This could be really, really interesting if I don't know where the screws are for this thing. could have sworn I checked that I had everything here tonight. And I don't see the screws for the X-Wing. Maybe? And this is what I've said on other streams, that DeAgostini doesn't give you all the screws in every kit or every issue when you get it. I do not see my screw box for the X-Wing. That would be heinous, especially since the X-Wing is right now not available anymore. I hope I didn't do something stupid like grab that box and use it for something else and dump all the screws into a single thing. I don't wear ugly ties. Matter of fact, I updated the picture at work when I moved back to my new job, my new old job. And when when Dean saw the picture, because it's got me in a tie, he's like, "That is the only time I've ever seen you in a tie." And I told him that's probably going to be the only time you ever see me in a tie. So let me just double check, guys. I will be right back. Chat amongst yourselves. I got to go in the other room and see if I can find the screws over there. Okay, not in the other room. I know I've seen that box recently. I don't know if I saw it today. That's the issue. This could be an interesting evening if I can't find those stupid screws. I have a box of screws for R2. That's not going to help much. Well, this is not fun. Okay, when in doubt, fake it. Of course, right after I figure that, right after I start using the wrong screws, I'll find the right screws. That's okay. Okay, so Christmas lift. Okay, well, yes, my screws are on the loose somewhere. That doesn't look like they're going to be enough. They are. They're right where I left them. And that's exactly right. You clean up your work area and you can't find stuff. Not enough screws of the smaller size in that thing I just brought over there. Somewhere around here, there's a container full of screws. I haven't worked these out today. I didn't realize that I didn't know where those screws were earlier. All right, let me see what we're gonna fake it, guys. So let me see where those screws have to go. I need 6 X-Wing 08. Forward, 1, 2. Base of the gearbox with. Damn it! I'm irritated with myself now. Sorry. There went my PG. We're gonna press on. Well, those might work. Well, I guarantee they're right in plain sight. No, not Mickey, Donald. They're Donald's PJs. And my pug shirt. Okay, so I'm going to find a screw that will work from these old screws. I can't help myself, guys. I keep looking. Because I know it's also not a full box. It's just a smaller box that the screws are in, because there's not that many sizes yet. Or I say yet, this thing's most of the way done. So let me see. That appears that it'll work. I has many screws loose. I want to use those for the motor because the motor is more important than the board. The board will sit in there relatively well. Not a flange. So our 2 screws are going to be used to fix the X-Wing. No, not gonna do that. Nope. These silver ones won't work. These shorter ones here. Nope. All I need is 2 more, and I'm in business. more that, because the board, holding the board down is not going to be that big a job. That's not working. That's 5. I just need one more that's going to hold. I think that might be it. That's too small. I can already tell just by feeling it. Okay, back in business. Like I said, DeAgostini has this thing. They give you screws in one issue and you don't use them for another 2 or 3 issues, which usually that wouldn't matter, but tonight it turned into a huge headache. I'm looking at other stuff again, guys, trying to figure out. They're going to be something. I'm going to find them somewhere soon. No 3 hours. No 3 hours tonight because I have to work tomorrow. Last week I didn't have to work. Okay, so let me get this board out of here. The board's been in there for a long time. Those are AAAs. I thought they were AA's. That sucks. It's going to go through batteries like nobody's business. Yeah. Of course I will. Of course I'll find them at the end of the stream. So here's something, and I emailed Gus at Falcon 3D. These 4 points here, that's too bright. There, you can see a little bit better there. These 4 points are not going to be used because that's where the engines plug in. And instead of having the regular engine plug-ins, I've got aftermarket engines that to me just look so awesome. No, next week, once I get it done, once I put something on there, it's there forever. So take the support mechanism, which has these switches in it. These are 13 and 14. What these switches are, this light just goes on and off and on. You can see the 2 switches here. What they are is to tell when the wings are all the way open and all the way closed. Basically, it's a discrete signal telling it the motors to stop. So it says to hold the circuit board like this. Double check. That's the hole up here, and I've got it exactly backwards because, no, I've got it right because these 4 are over here. And by the way, I will tell you right now, aftermarket boards are better done than these because they'll work, but they're just off. They're not completely straight. That's cool, GB. So it says to take it like this, take the lead marked 14, plug it into the socket. Let's see if you can see that. It'll focus there, 14 and 13. That's where lead 14 and lead 13 will go. Like I said, these are discrete. These are micro switches for a discrete input back to the board to tell it to stop. 13. Probably they could have done this better with an Arduino. But Arduino wasn't big when they first started building this, come out with this. Plug them in. Place the lower port wing. On the bottom. These screws. It was hard enough to find them. It would suck if I lost one. So put the lower port wing in here, and if you see, this gearing piece fits into this area right here. There's a cutout actually for it. And it says to take plug 03, this one right here, plug it into the board into socket 03 right here. If Spence was here, he'd be yelling at me because I'm touching the bottom of the board. So that's going in right. And it takes the lower starboard wing. These wings were a lot of work, by the way. Set this down and let me put these into a small container so I don't lose them and get rid of the scrap of styrene. Set that in there. Oh, fuck me. I'm sorry. Shit. I have a little bit of repair work to do here, and I do not know when this happened. I'm not going to do it tonight, but one of the pins has come loose from this, and it's just going to jack that engine all up. It's not going to work right. I might email Gus and see if he can send me a new LED. That's okay, Mark. You'll be fine. So pin 4 or plug 4 will go on to socket 4. Once I get this plugged in here, I'll pull that wire again and show you guys, see if I can get it to where you can actually see it. And it's in a really, really bad spot. So you got, actually, if I can get a connector like that. So you got the connector here, and the wire is broken literally at the connector. Actually, it looks like it's pulled out. I wonder if I can get that pin pushed out of there and just redo it. Yeah, there went the R rating. It's all foobar, part 12. I'm doing one of those. I'll have to see. I might be able to fix that. Or I should be able to, actually. So that was pin 5. I put it into 4. Pull this back out. See, there's the sockets coming with the wire. Okay. Now that's really kind of weird because what you've got is you've got this wire literally crossing all the way across the board to get to socket 5. Where I thought it went was over here, and it actually goes over here. So let me see if I can get that to go in there. Okay. Oh, it's supposed to be alongside, not in. Lay the upper port wing on top of the lower port wing. This one's good. I really think that that's just a matter of pulling that pin out and recrimping, or putting the new wire or the wire back in and recrimping. So lay this on top. Make sure it's lined up. Plug 7 into 7. That's 7 right there. Get it? Okay. So we've got over here 3, 7, and 5. 13 and 14 back here on the end. I think, Dan, they're actually really tight on the circuit boards just because once you hook them up, you shouldn't have to pull them apart again. And once it's closed up and inside, you don't want it falling apart. Okay. It says to plug pin 8 in, or plug socket 8 in. I don't know which one socket 8 is because it didn't tell me to bring the other wing over yet. Oh, 8 connects the engine light. That's what I was plugging into over here. Those are the engine lights. I don't need those. I do too. They sometimes they come out a little bit easier. The upper starboard on top of the lower starboard wing here. Plug laser cannon light into. This should be pin plug 1. It goes over here into the laser cannon light. And this is just getting too close in here. I am going to have to look and see if I can do something with that plug before I go much further, because that would really suck if I didn't have the lighting there. Looks like I need Donnie here to solder this. Let me see if I can just push that in there. Where are they? Need my cheaters, guys, because this is fine, delicate work. Yeah, it is. It just came out of there. way too big to push that out with. Hey, there's an idea. Let me grab a melted Arduino pin. Reminds me of my aircraft maintenance days. Sorry if I get quiet, guys. I'm just really trying to figure out how I'm going to fix this. I may just have to email Constantine tonight and say, dude, can you just send me a new LED? I'll pay for the shipping. Which means it's going to really suck getting this thing out. Let me see my circuit board here. Doesn't matter which order these go in, these all go in the same, into these four back here. Could almost do that. Don't want to mess with it. I just had the chilling thought of doing it from the bottom. And I'm gonna have to get in touch with Gus and say, dude, can you help me out? If you can send me just the connector with the wire coming off of it. Okay, we're about to get really exciting here. I'm using propane torch on the X-Wing. And I got to make sure I keep that hole pointed away from the surface of the model. There's a little bit of solder. It'd be smart to keep that hole pointed away from my hand as well, because I just felt it. Just trying to tin that wire a little bit so maybe it'll be a little bit stiffer. Set this. Don't roll. I know somebody just made a comment. I can't look right now. I saw it move, but I can't look. I probably want to see because it's probably funny as hell. Even to me. That's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to get it in there. I'm going to end up breaking something. Wait for tweezers. I'm not going to burn the wings. Now, Gus is really, really reactive. Shouldn't be too hard because I only have to get this part off and then this out. Shouldn't be that hard to get there. I will shoot Gus a message later on tonight and say, hey, this happened. Ask him if he can send me a just the LED for one of the engines. And now I have solder in there. Yay. I may contact Gus. I may try it later with my regular soldering gun. Let's see. Plug the socket. Connects the engine light. Labeled 18 gearbox, wing gearbox and motor assembly. This monster plugs into 18. Which is this one right here. This is the wire. Okay, so that's got that in there. Now it says to fit the board down into that hole. Or it may or may not actually go all the way down there because of the wires. That's better. I didn't even see what you said, Dan. What did you say? That tweezers? I don't know. I don't know why you said tweezers. Meanwhile, Bud's watching this going, maybe I don't want that X-Wing. There's the hole. Ever so gently, since this is the wrong screw. Same with this one. It just feels, it's not pulling on the wires as much as I made it sound. It just felt like it was. That's got the board in there with the wrong screws, but it's got the board in there. Fit the wing, go. This gearbox. Let me without breaking them, pull these back out. And I will tell you guys, the wiring that Constantine uses, or Gus uses on these, feels rubbery. So it says to fit this in here. Pull these wires out of the way. That goes all the way down like that. Hopefully these will grab well enough to where it will actually hold this motor in place. Hopefully this isn't something like with the Enterprise where I come back later, I'm like, wait, there's plugs there that I needed to put stuff in. Oh, good. Actually, the plugs that are under here that don't have anything in them are the engine ones that I'm not using anyway. This screw is a little bit too big, so it's really snug in there, and what you see moving is not the motor from the chassis, but the chassis work moving with it. Of course, if I can't get the LED for that one engine, I could always just say that that one got shot out. Hand Eric my butane soldering torch and say, have at it. Do some battle damage. Complete electrical connections for this stage. Slide the lower part of the port wing so the greater teeth molded corner mesh for wide drive gear. So get these wings. I can get both of them at one time. Actually, I think it's already meshed with the, yeah. Take one of the spindles, pointed end first, and put it into doesn't say whether to do, oh, it says it's saying to do the top or the bottom. Pointy end first. Somehow figure out what's not lining up on the front. Push it down a little bit in the front. It kind of went through. No, it's not there. There, that's got it. There we go. Is that going to slide in there like that? Now that's going to actually bolt on the back here, I think. Something is going to keep these. No, they don't have anything to keep them in at the end of this stage. At this point, the port wing will be engaged with drive. Cog on the gearbox. Slide the lower starboard wing in to mesh up with the gears. It is going to suck having to take this back apart. I will tell you that right now. I knew Eric would, his ears would perk up to that. There we go. That one is almost through. Hang on a second, guys. You're going to have to live with my fat head in the way for a minute here, because I cannot see what is blocking this thing right now. There. That one actually went a little bit too far. This time, at least I'm wearing clothes this time, Mark. My wife looks at the back of my head all the time while I'm sleeping. Two teeth. I have three. Actually, I have it completely wrong. God bless it. I just read where it says that the port wing should be up 2 teeth from where the starboard wing is, and it's not even above it at all. Yeah, it's completely out of whack. And this pin is slid way there. Okay, so let me try this again. See if I can get threaded in there. Nope. That's cool, Kenny. Enjoy your dinner. And your full-size leg lamp. Try this again. I'm not going to stick that all the way in there yet. That's way too far down. It's fragile. right in the front window. That should be the right alignment there. Hopefully. I wonder. I lift it up. I can actually see. I went in there like it was made to go in there. And that's right this time as far as I can see. That one's good. Come on. I don't think it just slipped a cog, but it might have. And let go. Nobody said it would be easy. If it was easy, Bud would be doing it. Oh, sorry. Bud wants to do it. I have to say, this has been the most difficult part so far. Not to be dropping wings and ripping out cables, please. Okay, that's got that. Keep the inner surfaces together, slide it across. Right about there. Yeah, you are absolutely right, Chris. I used to work on airplanes. That one's going. Before I mess with that one, let me get this one in here. Because now, since they're both kind of not where they need to be, I can play with it. The only problem is you can't play with it on the inside, which is where it's not lining up right now. Ah, there's one. There's the other. Actually open a hair. Hopefully that will correct itself. Wow. That is really odd. This wing is pretty freaking warped. This is out of kilter. This will probably be something I'm going to be revisiting to try and fix. Because it's a matter of, it might be just the motor's out of alignment. Actually, Chris, that has happened before. Back in the 80s, things like that would occasionally happen. And that's a bad thing because mil spec, there really is something to it. we all joke about mil spec, but there is actually something to it. Mil spec being a little bit higher, tolerances. Wait a minute. I just realized something. Fitting the wings. Should lock in place. Did I miss? I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. I missed the first page. No, preparing the wing. That's different. I know you guys can't see the book, but what I'm looking at is I went through the whole book, and the parts for stage 71 are not used in stage 71. So let me see if the parts for stage 72 are used in stage 72. So the parts for stage 71 and more fuselage parts for stage 72 are not used until stage 73. Yes, please smack the like button. X-Wings need to have, yeah. It's not perfect because it's not the Enterprise. They called the imperfect Enterprise the Voyager. Wow. And Eric's old motto, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. Okay, so making connections. In here, main power switch. Oh, I was wrong. There is one part from stage 71 that gets used now. Sitting here, I know it's probably right in front of me. I can't find my knife. So I used the one with the chisel blade instead. And it's still not playing nice. So pin this wire with pin or plug 19 on it. It's plugged in here. Plug it into 19 on a circuit board. Long nose pliers or heavy duty tweezers may help. Where is 19? Okay. 19, you can see it, is right here, very far back on the left or on the right hand side. Having done aircraft maintenance for a lot of years, inaccessible does not mean hard to, I went that part again from earlier, hard to get on. It just means you have to be inventive. I think, yeah, that's seated. And this part fell off. It falled off again. I cannot spec no more. I ain't talking smack about the Voyager. I like the Voyager. Take the nose assembly from 30 and unscrew the switch retaining plate. This would be the nose part from stage 32. The switch Voyager is a damn fine ship. Don't let Captain Janeway tell you otherwise. I mean, oh, okay. So I got to take the damn dog hair. Take this switch out and put it on the circuit board. This is the nose landing lockout switch, which is to make sure, I just thought about that, because it's a pressure switch. It's similar to a weight on wheels switch, which was one of the switches I worked on the F-16. And its job was to detect weight on wheels, which then certain things could not happen. And this is a lockout switch so that the wings, when the X-wing is sitting on the ground, cannot open. Eric is growing back to. Eric's going to be a red shirt. I'm okay if you thumbs down it. I don't care. It does kind of look like the front end of a snowmobile. I love the Orville. So, back to this switch. It's a weight on nose gear switch. It depresses when there's weight on it so that you don't open the wings and break them. So this goes up in the front. Oh, interesting. Apparently I missed a step where it said to put plug 12 in, which is the main power switch. Our main power plug. It's not a switch. Probably was supposed to do that while I was complaining about about the screws being, or the wires being a little bit short, and so the screws were going to be iffy. On, and in there it is. It's almost. There, nice. Never saw the Orville, heard about it. Yeah, just like the NSCA protector. Nimitz huge and larger, of course, newer. Actually, you guys are talking about starships. I like the Nimitz, but I like the Big E better. So that goes into 9. Where is 9? Could be 6, could be 9. Look at the pictures. Oh, that's 10. Oh, yeah, I'm working with 10 right now. There's another one that goes on there. So let me put 10 in here first. I'm trying to put it in backwards. That would be great. Bend all the pins all to hell. I'm sorry if there's not much you guys can see because I can barely see into here. I need that Borg implant. Eric, can you get me a Borg implant so that everybody can see exactly what I'm looking at? Camera in my eye. You know, the way they have this board in here, the way the wiring is, this is a good way to bend pins or break the board. You just can't get to it very decently. Which I'm guessing because they tend to, when they find out about problems like this, they fix them. So if, there we go. Resistors are futile. What was I saying? Oh, if they ever do release the re-release the X-Wing, they will probably fix some of these issues. That's what they tend to do, is they find the issues, well, people find the issues while they're building it, complain, and later on you get it fixed. So this is the antenna module for the remote control. And of course there's a magnet right next to where I'm trying to put this screw. There's a magnet right here, and I'm trying to put a screw right next to it, and it keeps grabbing it. That's really cool, Dan. I'm glad that worked. Feels like that plastic is stripped out, but it's going to hold. So this is number 9, and this is a larger one. It's got, focus. There, it's got 3 pins, and all the others have only had 2. I do not know how they plan on having some of these go back where they were. I just don't see it happening. Unless this comes like right up under here, but that's not possible. Oh, you know what? Plugging all of these in just so I can take them back out and put them back where they were before. Because this is just to test the electrics. Droid motor gearbox assembly has 3 leads, 15, 16, 17. This is where R2 will sit. Damn, that's bad. Okay, that is his power supply right here. These 2 pins sticking up will go into his foot. Place the droid motor mount back here, but don't screw it into place. This is where the droid is going to. It's going to go back there, but it looks like they have it a lot further down inside. Doesn't matter, it's only to test the power anyway. Damn it! A little bit durable. I just punched it. So 15, 16, 17. Stand this up so I can actually see inside. And of course, it's not bright enough in there. And I left my cheaters the light on my cheaters. 15, 16, and 20. 15. Goes right here. It's the closest one to me on the left-hand side. $16 is the one right in front of it. Here's the great thing, guys. We were talking earlier about having to unplug these things. I have to unplug these down where I can't even really reach them. So there's only one way to unplug them when all the testing is done, and that is by pulling them by the wires and hoping. Okay, I'm finally going to have to go with needle nose, it looks like. Pulling them out will probably have to be with needle nose. It says, okay, there's 17. 17. So 17. Okay, I see it. 17 is just in front of 19. Get it. That's better. The motor wire was getting in the way. That's the right way. This time I'm just using the pliers, those pliers, to push the socket down. All right. Next wing is powered by 4 AAA. Need 2 more for the remote control. And they have pin 11 for the cockpit, or plug 11 for the cockpit, which will not be being used because, again, I have the one for from Falcon 3D Parts, so that won't be getting plugged in. So let me get out 6 AAA batteries, and the amount of power in AAA batteries, I may burn out these batteries just by running it through its paces a little bit. Okay, first things first, I'm going to toss 2 in the remote control. If I can get them to stay. It's a very, very basic remote. Let's see. Pop 4 in here. 11, fit 2 AAAs. Testing the electrics. Called you here so I could show you this neat new project going on. I felt movement. So let me see what each one is. Cockpit lights can't do anything. Laser cannon. I'm looking at the wrong side. Of course, the laser cannons are not installed either. Now what's going to really irritate me is if it doesn't work without everything hooked up. They're all in there. They're all brand new. Hey, Omar. Yeah. Crap. All fitted correctly. Make sure the antenna is plugged in correctly. Which that was this one. It is plugged in. There's only one way it'll fit. Bulb is plugged in. Says make sure the remote is assembled correctly. Oh, you got the booster shot, huh, Omar? Sorry, man. Says to make sure that the remote is put together right. This is going to be really irritating if I can't get it to work because they don't have them for stock anymore. That's the other thing that's irritating about these things is when you finally get to put everything together and try it, sometimes they don't work. But it's got to be something on this main board because the main board is what everything is hooked to. Like I said, when I first turned it on, I felt it. No, these batteries came from Amazon. Straight out of the package just now. Interestingly, when I first turned on the power, the X-Wings did move. They weren't open that far originally. That's a bummer. Just make sure those are all the way through. Okay, that's a bummer. I'm not going to be able to do anything with that tonight. It's 7:30. What I am going to do is, if I can figure out where I put this damn thing. There it is. You guys are going to have to just imagine the fourth engine working, because it's been a while since I hooked this up. Been a while since I looked at it. This board and the engine lights are designed to run, if I remember right, it's from 6, and of course I plugged in the bad one. Well, I'll plug in the bad one anyway. It will still, I think it will do something. But the board runs, if I remember right, 6 to 9 volts, or 6 to 12. So I will plug it in, run it down to 6 volts. And Gus actually sells this in multiple sizes. These engines, along with and the cockpit lights, you can get for pretty much any Millennium Falcon out there on the market. It's a pricey little kit, but if you want to add some really good engine effects to your model, it's well worth it. I don't know. Are you guys still there? Somebody yell. Yeah, it would be an extra $800 if they put batteries in it. This would not happen with HLI boards. You are absolutely right. So let me run this down and not plug in my leads that almost melted or that did melt the breadboard. Bring it back up. Where's my phone? Who has my phone? Kenny, do you have my phone? Echo, turn off patio. So actually, I'm gonna write to Gus tonight, and I'm gonna say, dude, I got a problem with one of the engines, that one of the wires came off. But that's not that bad. That's just a bad engine. Of course, what's going to happen? I'm going to push the button, and now it's going to work on the. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's actually purple. Yeah, Omar, this is. I've actually got these set to purple. This one is flickering down a little bit, but I don't think it's burning out. I've set it to purple engines because I wanted it that way. They all should be flickering like they are. This one is just all but, one of the elements isn't flickering, and the screws on the top can actually change the settings on the board, the pots. Oh no, it just quit completely. That was weird. See, I can adjust the tempo here, or the brightness, or actually that's the color. And then the speed of the flicker. There's a very slow flicker on the rest of them besides that one. Okay, before I screw up the board, because that one engine, I don't think it will. Oh, Echo, turn on patio. Ouch, that's bright. So let me hook this back up. Damn, that was close. That would not have been pretty. And just because. That's why I don't like the way they've done this. I have to take these off, and the plug pulled the boy, would that be funny if that was on there backwards. The plug ended up pulling with the wire. Just because. Don't try this at home, kids. I'm going to see if I can actually put this wire on backwards. What the socket was. Wouldn't that be funny if it fixed everything? Actually, it shouldn't. It's, don't be mean. That's just the power or on-off switch. So let me get this back on here. No, actually, Omar, this kit is exactly how it came. It's pre-weathered and pre-painted. I have to try and get this back on here without bending pins. Which there is a slightly bent. I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. I'll take this apart. Wait. Sorry, wrong universe. Must be, yes, there's tribbles in the engine room. Exactly, Darth Vader damage. So I'm going to stop messing with this for tonight. I'm going to contact, I may contact DeAgostini. I am going to contact Gus about the, if I can get a replacement LED. And if he's willing to send me a replacement LED, I don't want to mess with it, go any further than I am now, because that way I can still get this back apart and replace that engine. Yeah, the Bismarck, I think the hull is not bad from what I've seen on the World of Wayne, but that deck needs some serious work. Okay, so got a lot of parts, didn't use a single one of them. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Got some progress on the X-Wing, have some serious issues on the X-Wing. But getting there. I'm really pleased with the way this has gone together, other than the issues that it's not working. What I'm probably going to have to do is pull the board and do each individual component by itself to try and figure out what is causing the issue. It could be something as simple as one of the wires not connecting in the battery box. Or this switch. No, that wouldn't stop the lights. It's got to be something with the battery box or the either battery box or the power switch that's causing it to not work. But it's getting there. Saw some really good progress. I've been looking forward to when it's like this. Isn't that interesting? The wing closed back up. So I wonder if it's the limit switch. No, again, it wouldn't do anything with the lights. So I'm gonna have to take, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take most of what I did back apart. I'm gonna do that this weekend or something and fix it, figure out what's going on, so that next time I stream the X-Wing, it's actually ready and good to go, and I can show you how it's supposed to work. So at that, I'm going to call it a stream. Appreciate you guys stopping by. If you're not a member of HLI, please stop by. The link is in the description of the video. Take a look. If you like models and modeling videos, it's a great place to hang out. Find the right screws. I don't think that's going to matter, but yeah, I'll see what I can do. Find the screws, actually. But if you're into models at all, stop by HLI, Hobby Link International. Great place to hang out. A lot of modelers over there. Like I said, like and subscribe. Have a great evening. Have a great tomorrow, and take care of yourself out there. Talk to you next time.